Hello and welcome to Cuisine Critiques. Well, yesterday was Valentine's Day. The madam and I went and caught the new Captain America movie that we thought was very good. And then after leaving there, because we had 5:30 reservations, we went to one of our favorite restaurants, one of our go-to restaurants, which is By the Docks. By the Docks is a seafood restaurant in Essex, and it's one that we go to quite a bit. And now, several months ago, we went to Badadas with several of our church members and Pastor Gray, formerly of St. Stephen's, and trying to get everybody's critique is like herding cats. And I decided not to do it then. And then in December, we were able to go out with our little brother and sisters, the Nobles, Michonne and Kiera. And a lot of things started happening medically and personally in our lives. And I really didn't get a chance to capitalize on that. So, knowing that we had, or I had made reservations for By the Docks, I thought I would do it again. And I can basically give a critique on both meals because one thing about By the Dock, the service hasn't changed for us. Even though it's busy, we've been there a few times, and we've always found the service to be good. So let's start with our meal. Now, the difference from the last time that we went to Bada Dots to this time we went to Bada Dots is that I have joined a Fit for Life program. I mean, it's 90 days, and that means that my dietary and nutritional needs or the way that I used to eat, I'm not eating that way now. So I'll start with last night's dinner. What I had is the bourbon salmon. It was a nice sized piece, especially for the price. It was a nice sized piece, and it had a bed of mixed vegetables. Um, and it also had some little small potatoes. The little they may even be called baby red, and I will probably because I'm doing it from memory instead of looking at an actual menu, which is bad on my part. But that's what I had. Now I say that to say that Shay says no white vegetables, bread, no white sugars, no flour, anything. So I did not opt to eat the little potatoes, but I guarantee you, if I was not on this thing with Fit for Life, they may have gotten eaten first. But it was very, presentation was good, but the salmon itself was very, very good. The wife has what she normally has, which is the double crab cakes, one broiled, one fried, starting off with a appetizer of onion rings. As before this, like I said, that would have probably been my go-to also. But I will say, last night I like I said, I just opted for the salmon, and the salmon really didn't fill me up, so I opted to get a half pound of steamed shrimp when it came to the table, and I was thought to say finally, but I had tacked it on to end of our order and just before we left. So not finally, but when the steamed shrimp came, there were six large jumbo shrimp. And I opted to eat three there and take three home. As a matter of fact, once I finish this, I am going to get some whole wheat pasta and do a shrimp and pasta meal for dinner. But the steamed shrimp were very good. I can say that if I go back to my crab cakes, that I probably would order the stream shrimp to come back home. But they were very well seasoned, very good. It didn't bother me for the price, that for the size of them, because that was very well. But instead of getting Panetta's take on the meal, I will go back to the previous time when we were out with the Nobles, where I did have the double crab cakes. So that is and has always been the reason that I've gone, or we've gone, to By the Dots, is the double crab cakes. And like her, I usually get one broiled and one fried. But I am not greedy. I usually will eat one. I usually eat the broiled one and bring the fried one back home for the next day's dinner. But their crab cakes are a good size, very flavorful, very good. The last time that I had the crab cakes, I opted for the French fries because, as you might know from earlier earlier critiques, that I am a French fry guy and a pancake guy, of neither of which I've had during this 90-day Fit for Life journey, and the rice pilaf. I also like rice, but their rice pilaf is something that I order every time. Not overly seasoned, very good. Comes out very, temperature wise, it comes out, very, very nice. And I get the French fries. But I was able to, like I say, give you a critique of my salmon from this meal and then my crab cakes from the other meal, to say that it is one of our to go, our places that we go quite often, and I would definitely suggest it to anybody that just wants to go into a nice restaurant that's not as crowded as the Timbuktus and the G&Ms are in their respective cities. So yeah, I would say that going to By the Dots is something that you should take in and you should go. The service is always good when we go. We had a particular good waiter last night, Josh, but he was very attentive, not overly attentive, but attentive. We did have some requests, and there was one request that we made, that they had slightly adjusted their menu for Valentine's Day, but because of the things that she does eat, because like I said, from earlier critiques, she can be a little set in the things that she eats, or finicky, whatever you want to call it, but she knows what she likes, and I try to get her what she likes. But they did adjust her sides, which she had double baked potatoes last night. Again, those made it home with her, because she did concentrate on her onion rings and the crab cakes themselves. So if you want if depending on where you're driving from, whether you drive Baltimore City or another part of Baltimore County outside the Essex Dundalk area, and you want to sit down in a restaurant that feels very friendly and very like the neighborhood place, not like Cheers, though they do have a bar. Of course, I don't drink, so I haven't partaken of that. But if you want a neighborhood feel with a good atmosphere, and I can say that we've never got a bad waiter. We've gotten some that may not have been as energetic as others, but we've not got a bad waiter there. And I don't want to knock Timbuktu, but I had a particular bad experience at Timbuktu with a waiter, and we won't get into that. But I would probably, even before I go back to Timbuktu, which is a lot of people's gateway into a good crab cake restaurant, I would probably opt to go to By the Dots before Timbuktu. Again, not knocking it. One bad experience didn't turn me off from it. But if you do want like I said, a restaurant where you can sit down, feel, in a neighborhood atmosphere, and have a good meal, then definitely go to By the Docks. Okay, so this was a quick one. By the Docks is in Essex. I will put up the address and maybe a few pictures of what they have. But again, it is a place that I would suggest that you go. They have other things on the menu, of course they do. But crab cakes are my to go. My the one that I go to By the Dots for. I'll have to ask Shay about crab cakes. And after my 90 days, and I know she's teaching us good nutrition and good things to eat, which is seafood, but also in moderation. And like I said, I never eat both crab cakes. But again, By the Dots, located in Essex, Maryland, and my suggestion is, hey, try it out, see what you think. Everything isn't for everybody, but those crab cakes are. One thing I would like to mention about the crab cakes are there have been occasions where we didn't want to sit down and in a restaurant. There have been occasions where I didn't want to pick up carryout. So I have picked up the raw crab cake in containers where if you are skilled enough in the kitchen to cook a crab cake without breaking it all apart, that you can buy those and actually fix your crab cakes at home. So again, all right. So this is Anthony Spencer for Cuisine Critiques. Take a break. Go out and get something good to eat. Have a blessed day.